Welcome to Echo of Times, where we unravel the mysteries of our past. Today, we're traveling way back in time to explore prehistory, the era before written records, where our human ancestors roamed the earth. No books, no scrolls, just fossils, tools, and a whole lot of mystery. Prehistory may seem distant, but it's the foundation of everything that followed. From the first use of tools to the dawn of agriculture, this was the time when humans began to shape their world. So, grab your time machine, and let's jump into our journey through the world of early humans. So, what exactly is prehistory? Well, it's the period of human history before written records existed. We're talking about a time that spans millions of years, from the earliest ancestors of humans all the way up to the rise of ancient civilizations like Mesopotamia and Egypt. Prehistory is typically divided into three main eras: the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, and the Iron Age. But today, we're mostly going to focus on the Stone Age, which is the longest part of our prehistoric past. Let's begin at the very start, the emergence of early humans. Around 7 million years ago, the first hominins, our early ancestors, began to diverge from other primates. These early creatures were walking on two legs, but they weren't quite like us yet. One of the most famous early ancestors is Australopithecus, who lived about 4.22 million years ago. Lucy, the famous fossil found in Ethiopia, was a member of this species, and her discovery gave scientists huge insights into early bipedalism, the ability to walk upright. As time passed, different species of hominins emerged, each evolving in their own way. By about 2.5 million years ago, Homo habilis, often referred to as the handy man, appeared. He was the first to use tools, marking the beginning of human innovation. Now, let's dive into the Stone Age, which is divided into three main periods: the Paleolithic, the Mesolithic, and the Neolithic. The Paleolithic or Old Stone Age was the longest period in prehistory, lasting from around 2.5 million years ago to about 10,000 BCE. During this time, early humans relied heavily on stone tools for survival. They hunted, gathered, and used simple weapons to protect themselves and find food. One of the key moments in the Paleolithic was the control of fire, which occurred around 1.5 million years ago. Fire allowed humans to cook food, stay warm, and protect themselves from predators. It also played a huge role in socializing. Early humans likely gathered around fires to share food and stories. During the later stages of the Paleolithic, humans experienced the Ice Age. Temperatures dropped dramatically, and large ice sheets covered much of the Earth. This era is known for megafauna, huge animals like woolly mammoths, mastodons, and saber-toothed tigers. Early humans adapted to these harsh conditions by developing advanced tools, creating shelters, and even hunting these massive creatures for food, clothing, and materials for their tools. During the Ice Age, humans also began expressing themselves artistically. The famous Lascaux caves in France, covered with stunning paintings of animals, give us a glimpse into the early symbolic thinking and spiritual life of humans. As the Ice Age ended, the world began to warm, and climate shifted. This period, known as the Mesolithic or Middle Stone Age, saw early humans adapt to more varied environments. During the Mesolithic, humans began transitioning from purely hunting and gathering to experimenting with early forms of agriculture and animal domestication. They started planting crops like barley and wheat and domesticating animals such as dogs for hunting. And then came the Neolithic Revolution, around 10,000 BCE, a true game changer for humanity. This was when humans began to farm, growing crops and raising livestock. No longer did humans have to roam from place to place in search of food. This shift from hunting and gathering to settled farming allowed humans to build permanent homes and villages. It was the beginning of agriculture, and it led to the development of more complex societies, trade, and eventually cities. With agriculture came the rise of the first villages and towns. Societies began to develop new technologies, like pottery and weaving, and the first forms of religion and social structures emerged. These early communities laid the groundwork for the great civilizations of Mesopotamia, Egypt, and beyond. But the story of prehistory doesn't end here. This transition from hunter-gatherer societies to agricultural ones set the stage for everything that would follow. So, that's a quick overview of prehistory. From the emergence of our early ancestors to the rise of farming and settled societies, this time period shaped who we are today. While we don't have written records from this time, archaeology, fossil evidence, and scientific research continue to unveil the stories of our distant past. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, make sure to subscribe to Echo of Times and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new adventure. And let us know in the comments what part of prehistory fascinates you the most.